Hey everyone, here's some information and tips about the Zuiderzee route in the Netherlands. I did this route a few days ago when I could find a lot of information online, so I thought of sharing a little bit. I'm not an expert, but I think this could be useful for some of you who are planning to do this route. So, just some background. I'm doing mountain biking, but whenever I go to the Netherlands, I actually use road bikes or touring bikes. The Netherlands is great in terms of cycling infrastructure. They always have those separate bike paths along the roads, or even just dedicated bike paths without any road, which is great. Great views, not as epic as you would find on the Alps, but very peaceful and calm atmosphere. Pretty much everyone cycles in the Netherlands. So instead of commuting by car, they all use bikes. Kids, old people, you would find them anywhere, any time of year. So it's really great to see. Um, and during my trips in the Netherlands, I was quite fascinated by what they're doing with water. So you would see water pretty much everywhere, lakes and the sea itself, and canals and rivers and streams. And since a major part of the Netherlands is under sea level, they had to and still have to deal with keeping the inlands above water, so it is not flooded by the sea or the rivers when there are storms or a lot of rain, etc. So they have built for many years all kinds of things to deal with this. And in the past century, they have built some huge product projects to mitigate storms in the sea, which in the past would wipe out entire villages and towns, and now they're protected by those huge projects. And one of them is on the IJsselmeer lake. So they have created or built the a huge dam called Afsluitdijk, I think. So essentially, this entire part that you see here, this bay, was in the past part of the sea, the Zuider Zee, and is currently, since they have built this dam, it is a freshwater lake. I think it's the biggest in Western Europe. Feeds from the IJssel River, which is a stream of the Rhine River. And this is what I wanted to explore, pretty much circle around the IJsselmeer lake, and especially go over this dam. So this official route, they have several official routes for cycling in the Netherlands. Um, Specifically, this one consists of the LF 21, 22, and 23 routes. I did it counterclockwise. So I started in Amsterdam, went east towards Kampen, then north towards Zurich in the Netherlands, obviously, not the Swiss one, over the dam, which is 37 kilometers long, and then down or south back to Amsterdam. The entire route is very flat, so quite easy, even if you are a beginner. So, in terms of preparations and planning, you can either do this solo or as a group. I did it myself, just because I like the freedom. You can stop wherever you like and whenever you like, and continue whenever you want. Also, none of my friends came with me, but that's another issue. In terms of accommodations along the route, it was very easy for me. I didn't book anything in advance. I just arrived, and to stop when I felt like or was too exhausted to continue, and then book. I would just open hotels.com, and book a hotel for that night. Didn't have any issues with availability. If you prefer, you can just plan your route in advance and the stops and book accordingly. I would do this at least 5 days, just to make sure that you have enough time and you're able to enjoy and visit whatever you have to visit during some of the attractions that I would talk about in a minute. I personally did it in 3 days just because of time limits, and it was too tight. I was really exhausted at the end of every day, and also I didn't have time to go to many of the attractions or any attractions on the road. So I pretty much just cycled throughout the whole thing. In terms of time of year, I would aim for either summer or spring, just because winter is super cold. It was like -3 degrees Celsius when I was there, quite cold. I even had to cycle in snow occasionally. Mostly it was sunny, but still very cold. Here and there, you would find ice on the road, which is not very pleasant. You can crash. Happened to me twice. And also, I think one of the major issues is that every now and then, well, at least in one place, I had to cross a river using a ferry. That's a part of the route. And the ferry apparently doesn't work in the winter. So either wait for March, or what I did was backtrack 20 kilometers and find an alternate, route. But other than that, I mean, if you have time only during the winter, just do it. It beats sitting at the office. In terms of equipment, just bring whatever you're used to for such a touring ride. Don't overpack. You pretty much just need whatever you're currently wearing, and just go cycling. You can bring some clothes for the winter, but really not too much. I would recommend bringing in a GPS. So the route is quite well signposted, but not 100%. So you don't want to miss anything. So I would recommend just using a GPS. I have a Garmin that I use for cycling. Waterproof, battery holds for a day without an issue. So you can pretty much just charge it overnight and then continue cycling in the morning, and you don't have to rely on your mobile phone. In terms of attractions on the road, you would find castles and very nice small towns, fishermen towns, etc. The Afsluitdijk itself is very nice. They have the visitor center. I did not go in, as mentioned, because I did not have time, and I had to do 160 kilometers that day, and I had to kind of finish the dam on the same day because I had to catch a flight a day later, and I didn't want to lose it. So next time I'm definitely gonna go there. I'm gonna do it again more peacefully, in 5 days or so. And obviously Amsterdam at the end. So keep in mind that Amsterdam is obviously a huge city. So just make sure that you have a day or two there as well. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions or comments or whatever, just feel free to comment or contact me. I think it is an option on YouTube. If not, just comment and I'll hopefully answer you there. Enjoy. It's a great route. Recommended even for beginners. You'd really enjoy it. And the Netherlands in general. So see you on the road.